There are many incredible additions and enhancements in the new macOS. But following the upgrade, there are a few problems you can encounter. Your Mac may have slowed down after the Ventura update for a variety of reasons. Some of them are merely short-term, and they will resolve themselves after some time. And others need your attention. Fortunately, there are several things you can do to get around it, and we're going to show you how to do so in this video. So without further ado, let's get started with the video. Number 1. Beta issue. It's likely that your Mac is sluggish if you're running the macOS Ventura beta, merely because it's a beta version. It's not unexpected that beta versions of the program would be a bit slower since they are often less reliable than the final version. There may still be some issues even though Apple's beta macOS releases are often quite reliable. If you have any problems with the beta, please utilize the feedback assistant to notify Apple. Waiting for the release of the final version is usually ideal if you're running the beta and your Mac is very sluggish. Alternately, you might check to see whether a newer beta is available. Number 2. Limited RAM. Since macOS Ventura has significantly higher system requirements than previous macOS versions, some users have reported that macOS Ventura runs slower on older Macs or Macs with less resources, such as inadequate RAM or disk space. In general, macOS Ventura will run well on any newer model Mac with 16 GB of RAM and a decent fast SSD. Macs with 8 GB of RAM or less and slower spinning hard drives could seem slower, especially when running too many programs simultaneously. Number 3. Find out if your Mac is reindexing by checking Spotlight. You may use Spotlight to search for documents, programs, and numerous other things throughout your entire Mac. However, after upgrading macOS Ventura, Spotlight could sometimes need to reindex the drive, which can result in slowing down your computer. Your Mac begins operating normally after the reindexing is finished. However, if it takes too long, you may stop it by carrying out the following steps. Step 1. Go to System Settings and select Siri and Spotlight. Step 2. Under Search Results in the Spotlight, you need to uncheck the checkbox next to each option. This will halt the reindexing process and solve your Mac's sluggish performance. Number 4. Close any inactive browser tabs. One of the main causes of a Mac running slowly is having a lot of browser tabs open, particularly in Google Chrome. This is because, although not being visible, the tabs continue to update in the background, consuming memory and processing time. So shut off any that you aren't currently using. Some users have claimed that Google Chrome seems sluggish with macOS Ventura. If this is the case for you, be sure you install any Google Chrome updates that are available. Number 5. Quit resource-heavy apps or processes with Activity Monitor. Do you realize that the majority of the apps on your computer use a lot of RAM and CPU when operating in the background? This might cause your Mac to sluggish, particularly if it's an older Mac. To stop such programs or processes from operating in the background and speed up your Mac, activity monitoring is an appropriate solution. Now let's find out how. Step 1. Open Utilities in the Applications folder. Step 2. Run Activity Monitor. Step 3. Now click the CPU tab to see all the programs operating in the background. This will provide a list of every program now running on your Mac along with the percentage of CPU it is using. Close the programs that use an excessive amount of your CPU. Number 6. Organize the Mac desktop. Performance on the Mac may suffer if your desktop is a chaos of hundreds of files. This is due to the fact that each thumbnail and file on the desktop consumes resources in order to render on the screen. Therefore, by simply moving everything off the desktop to another folder and hiding them, a Mac may suddenly run faster since less resources are being used. Another approach is to conceal all Mac desktop icons, which essentially turns off the desktop but leaves the Finder operational and prevents anything from being displayed on the desktop. However, for the majority of users, just placing everything from the desktop into a folder is sufficient. Number 7. Quit Messages app. It's interesting to use the Mac's Messages app, but if you frequently send people stickers and animated GIFs, it can seriously hinder Mac performance by allowing the app to consume excessive amounts of resources in order to loop the animated GIF or render other messages media content. Performance may be improved by simply closing out of Messages when not in use or even by choosing a new message window with less active media content. Number 8. Disable Stage Manager. Stage Manager is undoubtedly one of Apple's greatest recent additions to the macOS operating system. Apple is transparent about the fact that Stage Manager consumes a significant amount of resources. So, you may disable Stage Manager if you don't mind using macOS the way you always have. To disable the Stage Manager, simply carry out the following steps. Step 1. Open System Settings and choose Desktop and Dock. Step 2. Choose the Stage Manager section and toggle it. There you go. The Stage Manager has been disabled successfully. Your Mac should now run a little bit faster. Number 9. Disable Startup Applications and Processes. There are just too many starting programs and processes, which might be another factor contributing to macOS Ventura's slowness. Several programs and processes launch automatically as soon as your Mac is turned on. If you have a lot of starting applications, your Mac could become slow. Now, let's see how we can fix that. So for that, open System Preferences, click on General, then select Login Items. You can see every program that is scheduled to launch automatically when your Mac starts up. Simply choose the program you want to prevent from starting up at startup and click the minus symbol below it. Simply click the toggle button to turn off background programs. You may also alter the order in which the applications launch. Just click and drag to reorganize the list. Number 10. Reduce transparency and motion. The transparency and motion visual effects are attractive to look at and make the macOS experience much better. But your Mac may run slower if you enable transparency and motion effects. These features eat up certain system resources, which may be released to improve your Mac's performance even more. If they are turned off, we can guarantee that your Mac's performance will significantly improve. Use the steps listed below to accomplish this. Step 1. Click on the Apple icon on the top left corner of the screen and select the System Settings option. Step 2. Click on Accessibility. Step 3. Click on Display and then toggle the switches for Reduce Motion and Reduce Transparency. This will somewhat alter the Mac's visual appearance, often resulting in windows and title bars being brighter and white instead of more subtle grays and colors. But it will enhance your Mac's performance for sure. So guys, we hope that this video will be a lifesaver for anyone who just installed macOS Ventura but then found that an updated version has made their system very sluggish. And that's why 10 simple techniques to speed up macOS Ventura have been addressed in this video. We hope you liked it. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.